Troy Deeney was to score. Deeney was to score. You know what, bro? You came in, you talked a good game, you talked about slapping up Arsenal players, and you made it known to the industry, the league, the officials, that you were going to do that. So what happens? When you step on the field, my brother, you're stepping on the referee's pitch. That's an official of the FA. And when you run in your mouth like that, the official is going to tell you whose pitch this belongs to. Might be your home ground, brother, but the referee is there to do a job. And if you don't abide by him, you're gone. And you came in with your elbow, not really that high, but considering Tory is only 5'6", that elbow would have probably hit somebody in their chest or their neck. But because it was Munchkin Man, it licked him in his face, and he did an admirable job of selling it. He went down, rolled around, cried a little bit. But overall, I'm really happy with the result, because I got to be honest with you, I didn't think Arsenal could win this game. And even when we were winning, we still didn't look like we were could win that game. I mean, really, guys, what went wrong? I thought that the three number 10s in Iwobi, and although Iwobi did play really well, Ramsey and Mkhitaryan just did not get the ball moving quickly enough. Mkhitaryan had a hounder. It was, you know, we always know that inconsistency has been part of a problem with Mkhitaryan, and this is one of those games that he just didn't turn up for. He's been doing it all his career. He'll give you some amazing games. Statistically, he's the most productive number 10 that we have in our team this season, and that includes over Ramsey and Ozil, although Ozil was out for 2 months, so you can't really gauge anything with Mesut Ozil. But statistically, Mkhitaryan can give you a lot. He just didn't do anything last night. Didn't backtrack either. Wasn't running into space. And the chances, he could have had a hat-trick. Granted, Ben Foster made a great save when Mkhitaryan should have buried one in on a great cross from Iwobi. But, guys, seriously, man, I mean, it was such a bad performance last night. Man of the match was Emery. I know Leno did really well, Koscielny did really well, and Guendouzi did fantastically well when he came in. Guendouzi, I thought, was very progressive in his passing. He was opening up passing lanes. He was shooting the ball forward, actually doing what Xhaka should have done. But Guendouzi was, when he came on, the tactics was right. He pushed up the midfielders, so we were more in their face. We were more supporting the front line. So we looked better in the second half. But I always kind of thought at the same time, Watford with 10 men looked like they had 11 and looked like we had 10. I mean, how does that work out? How does that work out? How do you play a team that's got a man sent off and you look like the one that you've got 10 instead of them? You've got to give credit to Watford for that. They came out with passion and they really wanted to turn Arsenal over, because every team has kind of turned Arsenal over away from home, and it just looks bad on you as if you're an outfit that you're not even pushing for that, because you know how vulnerable Arsenal are. I mean, we've got Leicester City, who are now pushed up into 7th place, by the way, which is above Everton and Watford. So that's not very appealing for an Arsenal fan to look forward to that game. But listen, one game at a time. We've got Napoli next, so let's just focus on that. But overall, lads, I'm happy with the result, but we played badly last night. And as I said about Emery, the reason why I chose him to be my man of the match, because he changed it in the second half into a way that it really worked for us. And we were starting to come back into the game. It was a bit to and fro. Watford still had their moments, but I always thought that Watford were going to run out of gas. There was just too much on for them to keep playing at the tempo that they were. And all Arsenal had to do was simply keep possession of the ball, pass the ball sideways, backways, make Watford do all the running to tire them out. And it was frustrating to see us pushing forward, losing possession and then getting beat on the counter. So, there was twice in the second half that Watford were on the counter and it was 4 against 3. They had 4 against our 3. How do we get outnumbered on the counter when we got more men than them? I mean, last night was just an embarrassment of riches, guys. It was hard to watch that, especially the last 10 minutes. Because you thought at the last 10 minutes, at the back of your mind, you thought to yourself, hold on a second. All it takes is for one guy to pull off a worldie, yeah, which happened actually because, you know, Watford had a shot that hit the crossbar. That could have gone anywhere. Or a penalty. All it just takes is one thing, and then it's a draw. And if it was a draw, as an Arsenal fan, you wouldn't have complained about it, yeah? You wouldn't have said to yourself, we didn't deserve that, because we weren't playing well. So if Watford equalised, they could have easily come back into the game. But such a frustrating game to watch. But who cares? We're back in the top 4. We're putting pressure on Man United, Chelsea and Spurs. And obviously Spurs have got to play City. So I'm kind of hoping for a draw for that, for 2 reasons. 1, because we can leapfrog them, and 2, because Liverpool will just need to win their last 4 games to win the title. And I really want Liverpool to win the title. There is so much people against Liverpool winning. They just don't want Liverpool to win. And how can you say that and justify the fact that Man City buy their way to titles? Why? Why would you want the richest club in the world, who has spent more money than anybody else, to keep on winning and winning and winning, and nailing home that message that only money can buy success? I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Yeah? And they have added to that with Van Dijk. Yes, it was a lot of money, but it was money that has paid dividends. I mean, they've let 20 goals in this season. Arsenal have let in 40. That speaks volumes. And what was Liverpool's problem last season? It was their defence. So, you know, I don't want to hear anything about all of this Man City needs to win. That's all rubbish. You lot can take that and run with it. I don't agree with that at all. But, yes, Napoli next on Thursday. If we play anything like we did on Monday night, then it's going to be a tough game. And, guys, let's not forget, yeah, Rennes away, Bate away, we were awful. We were dead awful. So it is what it is. And I'm not expecting much success on Thursday night. I don't think we're going to win the game, but we just need to score a goal. And as I said before, once we score the goal, they're going to need 4. It's going to be a fun game to watch because it's going to be all out attacking. Napoli are going to be vulnerable at the back because they're going to be pushing so many men forward. So we're going to need an early goal in order for us to kind of charge their spirits and make a game of it. If we get an early goal because of the amount of times they've pushed forward, then it's going to be a tough game for them. But overall, I'm happy, and we're in 4th place now. An advantage is really us. We've got Crystal Palace at home, which I believe we're going to fly through. My God, could you imagine if we don't win that game, the outcry that's going to come from Arsenal fans? Oh, my Lord. But we've still got 3 tough away games. Burnley, Leicester City and Wolves are not going to be easy, which any way you have a look at it, we'd be lucky if we won one of those 3 games. So it's going to be up in the air, really. It's going to be a fight to see where we go from there. And I really don't know at this point whether we are favourites to finish in the top 4 or not. It all depends on what happens in the other games. But guys, thanks for supporting. Like and subscribe. Big up to all you guys on WhatsApp. Big up to all you guys on Facebook. Big up to YouTube. And I'll speak to you guys later. Peace out.